Deep within the Wild Citadel, a Vervet mother holds the future in her arms. Her infant, a fragile bundle of fur and wide-eyed innocence. But the air has shifted. The wind carries the scent of ancient scales and cold blood. A black cobra, the hood flares, an ossified warning, a geometry of death designed to paralyze the soul. The mother doesn't flee. To flee is to abandon the future. She stands. She screams. A primal roar that echoes the animal lore of 1,000 generations. The cobra strikes. A kinetic explosion. The mother's reflexes are a blur of sinew and survival. She dodges the venomous needle by a fraction of an inch and strikes back. Fist against fang. Muscle against venom. The mother occupies the center of the storm, her hands batting away the scythe-like lunges on the serpent. She is winning. For a heartbeat, the Wild Citadel seems to favor the brave. The cobra is battered, its rhythm broken. The infant looks on, a spark of hope in those obsidian eyes. But nature is not cruel. It is indifferent. Behind her, the grass parts again. Not one, but two more shadows rise. The Cobra syndicate has arrived to claim their tithe. The mother turns, but the math of the hunt is already complete. A searing heat pierces her back. The first fang finds its mark, injecting a neurotoxic cocktail that begins to dissolve her nervous system. She staggers. Her vision blurs into a kaleidoscope of green and gold. Even as her lungs begin to seize, her last act of biological resilience is to shield the child. She collapses, her body a soft, unmoving barricade between the venom and the innocent. The three cobras coil, their tongues flickering in anticipation of the final strike. The infant screams, a sound that pierces the very heart of the Savanna. And then, the earth trembles. A new titan enters the fray. The Porcupine Guardian, a fortress of 1,000 spears. She does not move with speed, but with the certainty of fate. She sees the fallen mother. She sees the crying orphan. In a moment of stoic nature, a soul transference occurs. The porcupine slides over the baby, a spine-clad sanctuary. Final power emphasis. The cobras strike, but they find only hollow pain. Their fangs shatter against the keratin armor. The porcupine reverses, a battering ram of needles. 1, 2, 3. The syndicate falls, their bodies pinned to the red dust by the very weapons they provoked. As the sun sets, a new bond is forged in the ashes of tragedy. The orphan climbs onto the quilled back. The Wild Citadel has lost a martyr, but it has gained a legend. Life does not end. It merely changes form. The dust has settled. The geometry of death has retreated, leaving behind a silence that is both heavy and holy. In the Wild Citadel, death is not a failure. It is a transition. We look at the fallen mother and we feel a pang of injustice. But look deeper. Look through the lens of Stoic nature. This is the first movement of our journey. Amor Fati, the love of fate. To love one's fate is to accept that the cobras in our lives, the sudden losses, the career betrayals, the collapses of our personal structures, are woven into the same fabric as our victories. The mother did not curse the Savanna for producing serpents. She accepted the hunt, She embraced her role as a wildlife titan of sacrifice. To the viewer suffering from burnout, your current exhaustion is not a sign of weakness. It is the aftermath of a hunt you fought bravely. Accept the grave of grass, where your old self lies, for only there can the new architect be born. The dichotomy of control, resonant power. Observe the porcupine. She did not control the arrival of the cobras. She did not control the mother's death. This is the dichotomy of control. She focused only on what she could command, her position, her spines, and her choice to protect. In your life, you cannot control the economy, the opinions of others, or the timing of tragedy. When you exhaust yourself trying to grip the wind, you lose your biological resilience. You burn out because you are fighting the universe instead of mastering your own domain. Be the porcupine. Stand your ground. Let the venom of external chaos break against your internal quills. The porcupine's back is a spine-clad sanctuary. It is a physical manifestation of the inner citadel. This is the mental fortress where we retreat when the world is too loud. Within this citadel, the infant soul, that part of you that is still creative, still hopeful, is kept safe from the fangs of cynicism. Build your citadel not out of stone, but out of principles. When you are burnt out, retreat inward. Stop the bleeding. Let the world strike your armor while you heal your heart. The animal lore teaches us that every fortress is built during the storm, not the calm. Now, witness the orphan. It no longer has its mother, but it has a guardian. It has adapted. This is the architect of return. Recovery is not about going back to who you were. It is about building a new life on the foundation of what survived. Biological resilience is not just surviving the venom. It is learning to thrive in a world where venom exists. Your burnout is the clearing of the land. Now, you must build. Use the quills of discipline and the memory of the martyr to design a career and a life that is Cobra-proof. Look at the horizon. The sun rises on a new Wild Citadel. The orphan is safe. The cycle continues. You are not a victim of the hunt. You are a student of the struggle. Go now. Rebuild. The universe does not demand your perfection. It only demands your presence. Stand tall among the wildlife titans. Your return